morning and welcome back to Rocky Mountain Gardens. If this is your first time stopping by, my name is Mary. I really enjoy gardening, houseplants, home decorations, and I am trying to transform my house into a cottage style look and make it very warm and welcoming. So join me if you'd like to and subscribe. Guys, today we're doing my first garden video and we're out here on my porch. So there are going to be three parts to the video today. First, we're going to take a look at my garden a few weeks ago when everything was completely dead. The second part of the video, if you're interested, is how my garden looks today on May 20th. And as you can see back here, I haven't planted up my pots yet because here in Colorado, we always have to wait at least until mid-May before we plant anything. In fact, 2 years ago on May 20th, we had 14 inches of snow. So to be cautious, I always wait till later in May to get really going on my garden. And after we take a look at how my garden is today, then we'll be seeing my plant haul, which is sitting right over here on my porch. And I have both perennials and annuals ready to be put in the ground. I am just so excited to show you all of the plants that I've been collecting from the different nurseries around our town. And we'll take a look at them. And gosh, I hope you enjoy this first gardening video today. So let's take a little walk about my backyard and see the before pictures. It's a bright sunny day today, and you see I have these actually 2 pine trees over here, and they drop so many needles. I mean, an extremely thick layer. Can't even get at my flower beds. So these all need to be raked up, and as you can see, everything is still looking pretty dead. Let's go to another section. And then here is my Miss Kim lilac, which has not started to leaf out at all quite yet. And then over here, I have some pots that I'm starting to get ready for planting. This is my fairy garden area, and I really plan to do it up this year. And looking over here on my little swing, I have not gotten out my cushions yet. And I also have not started working on my raised vegetable bin. As I'm making this video, we are expecting another round of snowfall this coming week. So I'm going to be waiting till after that snowfall to go ahead and do my major cleanup of my yard. And guys, as you can see, lots of my perennial grasses that need to be cut back. And then over here is my huge grouping of Joe Pye weed, and all of those stems need to be taken away, cut off. And then here's a large area with more grass and lots and lots of irises. This is going to be completely redone this summer. I'm excited to do that. There's my fountain over there with my lovely cover. And in this bed next to my porch, it also looks pretty, pretty awful. There's my zebra grass, ready to be cut back for new growth this spring. More irises. Here's my bronze fennel. That will look so much better when I get it cut back and the new growth comes up. Really exciting. So there you are, a grim look at my garden. But next I'll be sharing how it looks after I've cleaned up all of the dead plants and everything's ready for blooming again this spring. In this little garden, I have removed all of the pine needles, and my little babies are beginning to sprout. I still have a lot of dead leaves here on this red barberry. I have added one new hosta to this area. And my little Daphne is blooming a few blooms. Everything is beginning to leaf out, including my lilac here. And here are some teeny tiny buds. Here's a look across my stepping stone area. The basket of gold is beginning to bloom. I don't have up my hammock yet here, but things are cleaned up, and usually the first bloomer of the season is this candy tuft. Here's my back garden gate. What you see here are the beginnings of my Johnson's blue perennial geranium, and my Solomon seal babies are popping up their heads. I love the way they spread. I still have to pot up some things here by my shed. Get out my cushions. There's the gnome that my one grandson was playing with the other day when he came by. Here's my fairy garden area that I am just beginning to work on. Everything, like I said, is cleaned up, ready to go. My golden privet here has not begun to leaf out at all yet. It's probably one of the latest plants to be moving on to summer. I have a couple of my pots planted up. Here's another golden privet. Looks like I'm not going to get any flowers on my snow crab this year with our late snows. A little more candy tuft. And I have been planting some impatiens here in the shady areas just to add a bit more color than I normally have. This pot is waiting to be planted, and the others here. Here's my fountain, still not unveiled quite yet. Back there is where you will see later my zebra stripe grass. Some things have really popped up in the last just the last week or so. I have lots of catmint along this area. I have a big opening here that I need to fill this year in this newer garden, and tiny leaves are appearing on my red twig dogwood. It's a variegated variety. And that's about it. Now let's move on to my plant haul. Well, my friends, here we are on the back porch where I have been storing my collection of plants that I've been purchasing over the past week or so. And because we've had a lot of rain, which is wonderful, and I wasn't sure about the temperatures, I haven't planted them yet. However, I'm going to be starting tomorrow. There's a whole collection on my table. And of course my porch is not cleaned up and rather raggedy looking right now, but when I give you my porch tour, I think you will really like what I've done with it. But in the meantime, guys, I have both perennials in this collection, like these Aqualesia, which are pink columbine, and I have bought 3 of these for my shady areas of the yard. And then let's see, over here I have 2 tomato plants, 1 cherry tomato and 1 larger tomato for sandwiches. And then I have some blue salvia here and dragon wing begonia, also for the shade. I have been buying some creeping thyme and lots of petunias, and who are, you know, such faithful flowering plants, give you color all summer, as well as some impatiens. And over here I have some more annuals. Asparagus fern and some terranias, ice plants, hostas over here for the shade. And also for the shade we have some, boy, my mind is going blank today with the names of flowers. Coleus. And then over here on this, well, first I have a new rose that I'm going to try planting, and we'll talk about that in more detail later. Marigolds, more coleus, some dracaena, and just a variety for both sun and shade. So friends, in my next garden tour, I will be showing you all of these plants in their new homes. And I sure do hope you'll come back for a early summer, I guess we would call it, garden tour of my backyard. And until I see you again, everyone stay safe, have a lovely weekend with your friends or family, or both. And I cannot wait to share gardening with you again.